Is it just me, or does Arsenal feel like its content is kind of dying? John Roblox did make a video kind of like this, but he's focusing more on the criticism towards Arsenal, but I'm just gonna be generally saying what key points I think caused it, and I don't really know how they can solve it. Maybe they can just surprise me or something. But first, let's move on to the first point. The release of the game called Bed Wars, or otherwise known as Roblox Bed Wars, because it's a Minecraft game mode, it has attracted quite a bit of YouTubers. The main one being TanqR, and then there's also a lot of other ones. But TanqR obviously has the biggest fan base. So with him moving to Bed Wars, that brought a ton of people with him. And there's still surprisingly quite a bit of players on Arsenal, but obviously the content, TanqR and a lot of other creators have already kind of like milked out all of the content from Arsenal, so there's very few left. And anyways, Bed Wars is still kind of new, and it has quite a bit of content. Think of it like gas in a car. It's kind of running out in Arsenal. It's like maybe like 5%, but in Bed Wars, let's say it's still at around 90%. It's really recent, so there's still a lot of content to be made off of it. Of course, with new updates, creators can just keep making videos on it and they won't run out as easily. The second thing to note is that people are complaining about hackers still for some reason. Now, Fake told me that after a few weeks of not playing Arsenal, he just came back maybe yesterday and started playing a bit. He didn't encounter that many hackers, not even a single one actually. So then, why are people still complaining about hackers if they seemingly just don't exist? Well, obviously the first thing is, let's say there's a good player, and maybe the person who's complaining about it's a noob. A noob can't tell the difference between a good player and a hacker. They look the same, you know? But a pro player can obviously tell. Like, there's some things that are key giveaways. But what does a noob know? Not much. So all of these accusations kind of just makes the people rage. And generally, there's also quite a bit of toxic players. So also those people may also drag down the community. With the introduction of vote kicking, hackers should be reduced. Maybe this has scared away a lot of the cheaters, but mostly vote kicking is not very practical as of right now. The menu is just random. You won't even know how to open it unless you're in the Discord server and you looked at it. You press 0. Like, who's gonna press 0? Where do you press it on mobile? I have no idea. But anyways, if one person starts the vote kick, that won't do anything. But if a second person does, it will, and then it will create a message. But the thing is, you have to be greater than level 100. And then from there, anyone can vote. So, let's just say 2 salty level 100s initiate a vote kick on you. What happens if everyone just thinks you're cheating and then kicks you? Well, that's not really that big of a deal, but it's just another insight. But what happens if there's a server where there's an actual cheater, but there's only one person that's maybe like level 200? Who would be able to vote kick? There's not 2 people to start the vote kick, so what can you do in that situation? In many ways, it's kind of flawed, but anyways, I'll start moving on to the main point. The gameplay of Arsenal, some of you probably can tell that it's getting kind of repetitive now. I don't know how it wasn't repetitive before, but now the guns just feel quite similar. Like there's 3, 4 rifles that look the exact same that can one-shot head. The projectiles are just terrible. They're pretty much all trash. All the auto guns are literally the same. You just spray and pray. They maybe do like 30 damage per hit, something like that. And then there's also quite a bit of maps that just feel too cluttered, or there's just not enough open space to have fun in, like Villa or Tuscan. There's just too many walls compared to a map like Dizzy, Beach, or Matrix. And also, if you're maybe like a level 200 and then there's some level 400 sweat that's destroying you, you don't want to play, right? That's not fun playing against a sweat, at least in a public server. All of you can probably agree with me that getting a ton of headshots is more fun than trying to beat a sweat. Obviously, if that person is a YouTuber, that's fun, right? But if it's some general person that's level 400, can kill you really easily and you can't do anything about it, you might think they're cheating, that's one, but then it just makes you rage overall. Now, leaving the server is always an option. However, It can take quite a bit of time, and it's frustrating if you have to do it over and over again. For example, let's say there's hacker in one server, you leave, and then there's some sweat in another server, and you don't want to play against a sweat. Those kinds of situations can really cause some rage in people, and rage is not fun. So anyways, that's gonna be pretty much the end of this video. This is not really a rant on Arsenal, but it's just generally what I see about it right now. If you have different opinions, be sure to put it in the comments. I will definitely read them and I might reply. Also join the Discord server for notifications and be sure to subscribe and like the video.